Loop, London, 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 London.
You're now listening to Blue London.
Hello, Bloop fam. And welcome to the Urban Soundscapes radio show, live here from Bloop London. It's me, Redfreya, and I'm here with a very special guest today. I'm going to let you just introduce yourself.
Hello, Bloop London. This is Maria Nocheydia from Mexico City. Thank you, Freya, for having me.
I didn't want to butcher your name, but it's a beautiful name. Thank you so much for being here with us today. So we're very, very lucky to have Maria here. She is just arriving in London, having played in Dubai this past weekend, and now has arrived ahead of the Mayan Warrior takeover at Coco London this week, where we're both playing on Friday, and then you're also playing on Saturday. So it's a busy time for you. How are you today? Just like, how are you feeling?
I'm super excited to be here. Thank you for having me. Also super excited to play on Friday right after you in Coco, which is my first there. So
You haven't been inside the venue yet,
No.
I guess. Yeah, it's amazing. It's like a huge theater. It's loads of red velvet stuff inside. It's really something.
yeah, all surprises for me right now.
And your weekend in Dubai was good. It was a little rainy over there. Just a little.
It was very eventful. I think the word would be eventful. I was stuck in the airport for a little bit around 26 hours to get from Paris to Dubai. So, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. And you fly in, you do the show, and then now you're in London. It's
Yeah, well, it was nice actually. I got to spend the day there. It was pretty chill. Had a time to relax, and I'm super happy to be back in London.
And for anyone who doesn't know you already, obviously you're from Mexico City, and you've been touring internationally the past sort of 4 to 5 years, I think that's right. And you've been DJing for kind of quite a bit longer. But do you want to just introduce yourself a little to our listenership of yourself, who you are, what's your vibe?
Yeah, so I started playing actually when I was 17 years old. My first official DJ gig, I would say, was actually on my 18th birthday, which was very fun. I was part of this really legendary club called Rhodesia back then, and I kind of I toured and I DJ'd and I modeled for I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years. And then for a while I stopped, and actually opposed to the UK or most places in the world, Mexico didn't really have a proper lockdown for more than 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this really cool bar in Puerto Escondido, which is in the beach in Oaxaca. That was very fun. And one of my business partners, because I stopped DJing for quite a while, and one of my business partners was like, you should play. And I was like, no, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
And then I did, and I kind of started playing more and more. That was, I don't know, 2020. And then, not too much time after that. I was in an after party, kind of like I was playing and had this in the right place, in the right time kind of thing, where actually Amal from Mayan Warrior heard me play, and she just like wrote a note in her phone. She's like, I need your contact. I want to book you for something. And that's kind of when it all really started getting a bit busier. And full circle, here we are again for that.
Yeah, and it's been like Mayan Warrior like the past weekend and this weekend as well. So, and you've been to Burning Man? Have you played at Burning Man?
Yeah, so I've been to Burning Man 3 times. My first year was 2014, and then I could not really get there for a couple of years. And then 2022, after I had done a couple of Mayan Warrior shows, they asked me to play at Burning Man, and I was like, this is the perfect excuse and opportunity to go back.
Yeah.
And that's when I went back again after a very long time. And I went last year as well. Mayan Warrior, unfortunately, could not be there
Yeah.
due to adverse situations. But it was also, and it was quite a chaotic time to be at Burning Man, actually, the rain and the mud and everything. But it was super fun. I also played Maxa, which is kind of like sister to Mayan, and Ajolote, and like a couple of very fun stages. And I mean, Burning Man is always eclectic and fun, I would say.
Yeah, and you're sort of branching out from like, playing lots of different kind of camps and art cars and, meeting more people, I guess, like in that community.
I played 9 times last year. I think it was a bit much.
Running around, and I guess nothing's close together, right?
Yeah, everything moves, so it's kind of like a wild guess, I would say. But yeah, this year I think I'm going to tone it down and just like really enjoy the experience of Burning Man again, kind of as a tourist, and do maybe 2 or 3 shows max, I think, and enjoy my time.
Yeah, sometimes there's like less is more, and not rushing too much. Let's talk a bit about your upbringing and how you got into music in the first place. Obviously, you're like a DJ selector. You're in the house music kind of genre. You're playing quite eclectic selections. But how did you first get into music as a young person, as a child, your family, that kind of thing?
So, my mother's family is Cuban, so I mean, rhythm and dancing and singing has always been kind of a part of my family. My mom sings, my aunts sing, everybody dances, and from my father's family, they're Spanish, and everybody kind of like dances flamenco as well. So like, it's always been a very cheerful, happy, light environment. But I would say I'd always wanted to be on a stage. I always liked to sing and dance and perform. Like, it was always a big part. But I really started feeling very passionate about it around like 14, 15 years old, when I went to my first rave, and I was like, wow, this is like insane.
What is this music?
Yeah.
What is this?
And I was like, and it wasn't even like house music at all. It was like full on like rave, like psychedelic trance, like very.
It's in at the deep end, but
yeah.
And so from that point on, I guess you were like partying like a lot, and
a bit too much. There's a reason why I had to stop for a while. I was like, a bit over my head, and like when you're involved in this industry, I would say you really have to take care of your choices,
and yourself and your well-being, and I know like we spoke about that a bit offline of like how you've kind of had a lot of balance in your life because you spend time also with fitness and like taking care of yourself, and now at a point of balance, we could say.
For sure, I would say like for me, it's always been very important to. Well, like exercise and like sports have always taken a big part in my life, and when I feel like one part of my life is kind of overshadowing the other part of my life, I kind of like step on the brakes a bit and go back to my center and my balance. Also, even with touring, like I always try to make sure that I spend a couple of days in the same place where I can like go to a couple of classes and be chill and have time to sleep and rest, and you know, sometimes when you're touring, you're taking 6, 8 planes a week. It kind of gets a bit crazy.
And it can be very disorienting, I think, to just constantly wake up in different places and different time zones, and you know, it's just very hectic. And I think also what you said about you know, not having one part of your life overshadow another part, that's actually really difficult in the music industry, because it's like such an intense industry, and it's, you know, you kind of have to be very on all the time.
For sure, but I definitely, I think after the experience of having to like completely stop because I was like partying every time I was DJing, I think I really try to be mindful of picking my battles and choosing which moments are like, there's a lot of friends, it's a special occasion, and it's a good time to party, whereas there's places where it's just like work. I mean, I still try to get on and have the best of times, and I mean, be there for the people that show up and dance, and that's like a very big part of my performance, I would say, because it's definitely a performance. It's not just me playing tracks. I'm always like interacting with people that are there, dancing, and trying to look up and see if people are reacting to it and having fun. So yeah.
I mean, it's a dynamic thing about the energy in the room, isn't it? It's like so different from just playing, and we'll see, because obviously you're playing here today, but it's just a different thing, you know. Just playing for yourself is one thing, versus when you're in a crowd, it's like the energy kind of goes back and forth between you and the people. Let's talk a bit about like your music taste overall, because you have like a really broad taste in music. Having stalked you a little bit and listened to a lot of your mixes, yeah, like
you listened to like a
I've
2012 mix.
I know. I was like, she's legit, guys. She's legit. She's like OG. What, like, who inspires you, or like what inspires you? Like, are you inspired by things in the world, or like what are you trying to make art from, basically?
Well, I think that's a difficult question because that varies a lot in time, but I think I get inspired more by like moments, more than people, like moments where I was like, this is why I do what I do. Like this last year at Burning Man, this last sunrise after the rain, Lee Burridge was playing, and this was like a very epic, like very emotional moment. I don't really play that much organic house or like a very like All Day I Dream style, but it was more of like the energy and the moment and the people that were there. If that explains it a bit, it's more of memories. Inspiration comes from like memories and feelings of those memories than from like specific artists, I would say.
I love that. That's really beautiful. And now you're on this journey of making your own music as well. You're working in the studio. We spoke about this of Ableton and, you know, music production. It's a big, deep, long journey. But how are you finding it so far? Like, how's that project going?
So for the first year and a half, when I started trying, attempting to understand what was going on in Ableton, I would say I was like very overwhelmed would be the word. And not too long ago, maybe like 8 months ago, I started like, I would sit down and start a session and like open Ableton, look at a blank project and start making a loop, and then from there start constructing. And like finally after a while, I was like, oh, I kind of know what's going on. But like I'm also lucky that I have a lot of like really close friends that are very involved in the industry, that have been very like helpful and like have given me a lot of guidance. I've been in the studio with actually like a bunch of people that I really respect. I just came from a studio session right now with Abel Beats. Shout out to Abel. We made, I think, an absolute banger. And working on something with Paulor, my friend, that has released on some like really cool record labels like Compact and Life and Death, and like places that I would really like to be on. So I think it's been a complicated journey, but like I think I'm finally kind of like arriving to a place where I'm comfortable, and hopefully we will have some new releases not too far from now.
I'm really excited to hear them. And you've also played some really amazing gigs over the past few years. You've obviously played in Ibiza. I think you were invited by Damien Lazarus, is that right? And obviously EDC in Mexico and a lot of Sisyphus in Berlin, Catabla, like loads of amazing venues and stuff. What's been like a really special gig for you? What was special about it? Like, I'd like to hear.
Well, I did get invited by Damien to High, which was pretty epic, and like it's one of like those venues where I was always like, oh, one day at some point I want to be there. But it all started last year, and shout out to my friend Saf that is here with us, my beautiful tour manager. I got invited by Metrica, which is like the guy that produces the Mexican talent stage at Day Zero, which is Damien Lazarus Festival in Tulum. And I got to play that festival, and I did really, really well. And it was like a very epic moment. And then from there, I got booked by him at High Ibiza, at Void in Mykonos, at AM Blankenwasser near Dusseldorf. And then I got booked again for Day Zero this year. I invited my friend Kalexis to play with me, and we got to close the stage, which was really, really cool because it was kind of like a hard situation. And we kind of brought back the crowd, which was pretty epic. And we played from 9 a.m. to noon. And it was like absolutely fun. Like everybody was happy, great vibes. I think that was epic. And then after that, it went so well, I got booked again for Damien's party.
You just got the magic touch. Anywhere you show up, they're like, we need to get her back here. Like,
I don't know, like when I'm in a good mood, I'm in a good mood, I guess.
Yeah. But amazing, the closing set. I mean, it's always, especially when the party's been going on for like 12 hours or whatever, it's always like an interesting one of like maintaining
people were like
the vibe.
twirling, like they were like going in circles, and they were like, oh, this is actually good. Maybe we should stay for a bit longer.
Yeah, keeping them is it's the vibe.
And it was hot, like it was, very, very hot in the middle of the jungle, noon, sticky and hot, but very, very fun.
Amazing. Well, I'm really conscious of the time. I really want us to jump into some music in a moment from you. Is there anything else you want to tell people? Anything else coming up for you, or just things they should watch out for with you, or just should we just jump into some music?
I think we should jump into some music.
Get your tickets for this weekend.
I think it's sold out.
Get on the resale, guys. Like you have to catch Maria both Friday and Saturday night at Coco. So it's gonna be a really, really special one. So stay tuned.
Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you for dropping in, and stay tuned, guys, and we will be live for the next hour.
Live daily shows, 24/7 electronic music. Welcome to Loop London.
And the voice said, oh, Superman. So help me now.
You're listening to Maria Nocheydia in Bloop Radio London. Thank you for having me, Bloop. This was Maria Nocheydia. Have a good evening.
Thank you for being here.
Loop, 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 loop. London, London.